Welcome to the You Can't Say That in Church podcast. My name is Derek Minor.
And I'm Parris Chariz, live in the Batcave.
And today, we got a lot to talk about.
Man, let's get straight to it. I don't even want to waste no time.
Hey, I don't want to waste none. What's up?
So you seen the Druski skit?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about the content, you know what I'm saying? In one of the secret episodes, Druski did a parody, you know what I'm saying, mocking specifically mega church pastors loving money.
Right.
That was the caption. Mega church pastors love money. From my perspective, real quick, the first thing that I would say that I agree with it is because I've seen it before. I've seen it when I wasn't in church. I've seen it in church. But at the same time, I didn't agree that people thought of Mike Todd. I didn't agree. When I seen the skit, Mike Todd didn't, and I've been going to him since a kid. He is the reason why I'm in the faith, in a sense. So I was disturbed to see that people thought of my pastor in that way. But what was your just initial thoughts on seeing it?
My initial thoughts is a hit dog, a holler. Like I don't see. I'm in a room with. Every year I go to a retreat with a bunch of black pastors, and it was random how I got there because I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a pastor, but I sent it to them and they thought it was funny.
Yeah, and
like not one of them, and these are solid dudes. I'm talking about dudes that have been serving their communities for the past, 20 years.
Yeah,
not one of them. And at varying levels of success.
Right.
Financial success. It's not all struggling dudes.
Yeah.
And not one of them felt offended.
Right.
So I was always told to hit dog or holler.
Yeah.
When I saw it, there was nothing in me that said what he's making fun of, that I'm a part of that. And I'm a Christian. I love God.
Absolutely.
I've served at big churches. I've served at small churches, but not one point in time did I align with anything there. And I think that most of the people that are upset, some are defending things they may not even have to defend.
And to be clear, I'm not trying to speak for Mike Todd as in he hollered. I haven't seen Mike Todd talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Around this time every year, we do a corporate fast. You know what I'm saying? That's all I've been seeing from him, even with this going on. So,
and I think that's more of a testament to that he didn't look at that and felt like
I need to come out and
that aligned with him.
Yeah, and I just didn't understand how people get that. Now, the theatrics, I understand. And that's the one thing about Mike Todd is he was theatrical when it was 20 of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it was 25 of us, he was wearing the suit with the J's, with the glasses, with his hair. Mike Todd, I don't think I've ever seen Mike Todd without a fresh haircut since a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Since I was in high school. So I've only seen this man give. I've only seen this man, and I ain't even caping for him. Let's get that clear right now. I am not caping for another man. I'm not speaking for him. But I genuinely didn't think of Mike Todd at all. Seeing that skit, and to me, it was hilarious as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've only seen him do the opposite.
Yeah. I think there's a conversation that needs to be had about the commercialization of Christianity.
Yeah.
And the reason we need to have that conversation is because honestly, it's not Mike Todd. It's a system.
It's a system
that has rewarded theatrics in a high way. The irony of making fun of pastors doing theatrics is that if the theatrics didn't work, they wouldn't do them. I think that's the irony of it. Right. I think when you look at comments of people saying, hey, this is Mike Todd or this is that pastor or this other pastor, the people have to also point a finger at themselves.
Because the method works.
And also say, you're right, say that, well, people won't listen to the word unless it's packaged in a theatrical way.
Yeah.
And we could take that all the way back to the revivals time when people were having these big revivals at these arenas.
Yeah. I was gonna say slavery.
Huge. Well, yeah, but I would say if we talk about what modern Christianity is based off
just
of,
staying modern.
It's based on to my research that the way things are structured feel very much a remnant of the Billy Graham Crusades, where bro was going across the world, and preaching the gospel. Yeah. And there was a big celebration, and not to say that Billy Graham is the cause of any type of
negative discourse along the church,
but that became for a lot of people the goal.
Right.
The goal was, if I want to be really used by God, I need to be used in the way that I've seen God use Billy Graham. I would need to be used in a way that I seen God use these pastors that are on TBN. And then what happens is, rather than looking at the Billy Graham movement or whatever mega church and say, man, that was a crazy move. Maybe the people were going there because that man is like, I would say even Philip Anthony Mitchell right now. Yeah. Like right now, people are going there because they resonate with something Philip is saying. Yep. And they really connect with him. And it really seems, from all intents and purposes, that is an actual move of God. But what winds up happening is we look at the Philip Anthony Mitchell blueprint, we look at the Mike Todd blueprint, and then we start saying, okay, well, if I want to have my impact to that level, then I need to do what those guys are doing. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's not God's call for you.
For you.
Your call may be to minister to the same 100 people for 100 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a beautiful call.
And that's you said something to me yesterday. You said it yesterday, but even on the second secret episode, you said you have to know your why. And if you know your why, you can eliminate yourself. My gift is to bring my listener or the consumer of what it is I do, whether it's on the pulpit, whether it's music, whether it's paint, it's the tool to get them to reach their goals. Yes. Once I remove myself, once I know my why, I can remove myself, and I'm going to put my gift in the best position so that you can reach your goal. It's not so I can reach my goals. Mm-hmm. I think that is a thing that isn't taught, because I think that's where it becomes negative, because people do it with ill intent. Mm-hmm. They do it just for money. They do it because, man, I want to preach in front of thousands of people. I don't want to get people the gospel. I want to preach in front of 1,000 people. And I can say that about myself when I first started my rap career. You know what I'm saying? Not that I wanted to, I did want to rap in front of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, but then I just wanted to make Christian hip hop cool. Yeah. Yeah. To the detriment of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? As good we gotten from it, I think we've also gotten some negativity from it, because my goal was about me. Mm-hmm. I want to make Christian. He's like, man, what if that ain't what you know? Right. What if that's not what my why? What God gave me my why? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
what I see from the Druski skit is that he's making fun of people whose why is to take advantage of the people and make a spectacle of themselves. Yes, and with the based off the money of the people. Because when you look at the last part, it's you had this crazy escapade where you're on a crane and it's smoke shooting up and all this craziness, and then you have you dancing on the stage and everybody having a good time, and then it's you in the back
counting the money
in the back. Then as you drive off, you ask the person
that needs help.
That needs help. That is a faithful member of your congregation. Mm-hmm. Like, can you give me some money? You asked, have you paid your tithes? And then they said no. And then you said F off and drove off. The irony of that situation is that as much of a dramatization of that, there are people that are like that, and it's not just mega church pastors. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. The mega church pastor is a vehicle to tell the story of selfish pastors. I've seen selfish pastors or selfish people with not the church isn't financially crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of people that go there and they have that same perspective with the people.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at that and said mega church pastors are bad. I didn't look at that video and think, man, he's making fun of Christians.
Yeah.
I did look at that video and said, he's making fun of selfish niggas that get up here every day, have a good sermon and put a spectacle on and then make fun. And then when people actually need help, they're not there.
Yep.
Because this is a business to them. It's not about the people.
It's not about the
people. It's about them.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, we need 10 more Druski skits on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Get them out of here.
Because I think it even says a lot that that's his most watched video in this short amount of time.
Facts.
I think that says a lot. Even past the whiteface video he did with the white American.
Right.
For it to double that in a less amount of time says a lot. It says that before I was even in the church, every movie I ever watched, that was the presentation of the pastor.
Yes.
Lottery ticket. He said, not even lottery ticket with Mike Evans, but go back to Don't Be a Menace. The pastor, he said, why come the pastor can't have a nice house? Why can't the pastor have a bad wife?
Or
your and then go pay your tithes. Friday. Bernie Mac's character.
Bernie Mac.
You know what I'm saying? Like those are 3 different eras where this is the depiction. 4 different eras with Druski, that this is the depiction of this is how the world sees people in the church. I won't even say mega church, people in the church.
And it's not based on a lie.
And it's not based on a lie.
If it was if there weren't people that did that, then we wouldn't have these kinds of skits.
Yep.
There are people that, and here's the thing, you may not have even done it to the extent of some of these dramatizations.
Yeah.
But the real issue, in my opinion, is the commercialization of Christianity. Yeah. I'll tell the truth. When I remember being on a major tour and then selling merch and then thinking, dang, man, am I doing what they did in the temple where they were selling the sacrifices?
I gotta
where they were selling doves for sacrifices, and when Jesus ran them out of the temple with the whips. So, and from there, that's what made me wrestle with the idea of being a Christian rapper. It was never, I'm ashamed of Christ. That was, I've never, even if you listen to my music, there's never been a season where if someone asked me, am I a Christian or do I love Jesus, that I would dance around that question.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. For me, it was the commercialization of selling Christian stuff. That to me, that is where my heart is at. So if I'm making a song, I don't want to have to force Jesus on top of that song, because I know you will buy it.
Yeah.
My brother Andy was just on Rich Wilkerson's podcast, and he talked about that same thing of how there is this tension that if you're not careful as a Christian, that you can take something that may start off very innocent,
pure,
and then over time start making money off of that, and then now it just becomes another funnel. It just becomes another marketing scheme to get people excited to make money off of God. And the area that is the most at risk of that is the pulpit. And it's because there's not a lot of accountability there. A lot of pastors are shouldering the load of this by themselves. They don't have anybody to help. And then one thing about it, the IRS and the bills do not care who you are. They don't care that you served people in the hood and that this church is about to shut down. So then, yeah, there could be the risk of let me start doing theatrics.
Yeah, and
there could be the risk of let me start figuring out how to make this money.
Yeah,
because I got to keep the light. You begin to make
sense
these
of it.
Pragmatic decisions that say, okay, let me do these theatrics because the tithing money is down and we got to pay these bills and the church doors are going to shut down. Let me be creative.
Yeah.
And then on the outside, if you don't go to that church, you like, man, this looks like a joke. This doesn't feel real. So I'm not going to even sit up here and say that even the pastors that have made some of those decisions, we have to realize people are human, but this is the issue of commercializing Christianity. It creates a very tough conundrum for a lot of people.
And I would say, you know what I'm saying, as an artist, man, as a rapper, I had that realization early in my career. I got booked for a show, you know what I'm saying, in a fairly big church for my, you know what I'm saying, for where I was at in my career, you know what I'm saying, to fly out, travel, lodging, 3 bands. When the conundrum came when I'm sharing my testimony on stage about the struggle I've had with my father, about my struggle with lust, about my struggle with commitment in relationships, and it's a bunch of kids screaming over me, trying to wave glow sticks, saying, man, go back to the other song. You know what I'm saying? And in my heart, I'm like, bruh, like, I'm pouring my soul out on this stage and you talking while I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? And it was a very, and then to, like you said, to go afterwards and none of these kids know who I am. They asking me to sign their hoodie, asking me to sign the shirt I got. I want to give you an extra $20, $30. Here's an extra honorarium. I'm like, man, that is a blessing, but I don't feel like I reached anybody here. I don't feel like I did my job. I feel like I was rewarded for something. I feel like I was rewarded for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like from that moment on, man, no cap. Shout out to Josh Ring. He's a pastor in Texas. I turned down 10 bands because it's like, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to reach anyone in your church. And that could have been a prideful thing. On another side, that could have been a prideful thing as well.
Right.
Because that could have also been a blessing. I could have used that 10 bands. I look back, I needed that.
Yeah.
But I was so caught up in not wanting to, man, pimp my artistry. I didn't want to pimp God, man. I got, like Druski was in the back counting the money. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, Jesus, you are. It's like, man, but who did I reach out there?
And what you saw.
Who relates to me?
Right. And what you saw in that skit was a person that yielded to the dark side. Mm-hmm. That said, you know what? The only thing that matters is that the people had a good time and I'm making this money. And it's
a success.
The exact reason that the church is here, which is to help people, that is a thing that's not of any importance. Mm-hmm. And the truth is, there is not a lot of money in helping people with a pure heart. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of money in creating a charity and not getting taxed, and creating these structures that allow you to build that 501c3 and avoid taxing for motivational speaking and all that. But there's not a lot of money in just actually fixing a problem so that it never exists again from a pure heart. Yeah. There's just not a lot of money in that. And then now there becomes this cycle of, well, should I make this compromise because the bigger picture of what we're doing here? Yeah. At least somebody's getting some help.
Wow.
That winds up happening. This skit, the reason why it is this powerful and impactful in the Christian community is because it really is a mirror. Mm-hmm. It's a mirror it's a mirror for you to look in and say, one, is this how people see us?
Yeah.
Two, if it's how they see us, am I a part of the us?
That's an important question.
And then three, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
That's the real question. But there's also another area that this skit has exposed that has always been there is the self-righteousness.
That's deep.
How can a person, again, I met Mike Todd once in my entire life.
Yeah.
But how can a person take a skit like this and attribute it to a person's character that they've never met before?
That's the scary part. That's what I didn't understand.
We do that all the time.
Yeah.
As if people are not complex. You know? And human nature is for us to build up a hero, but it's also for us to build up a hero to crucify.
Yep. Tear down. Take down.
That's literally what humans do.
Yep.
And if you need an example of it, we got Christ as the ultimate example.
We can stop right there.
We could stop right there. You don't have to use another example.
You don't have to use another example.
But look, even now, people will tear down MLK.
Yeah.
All of the work that MLK has done. But people will bring up all of the things that the infidelities.
That's irrelevant to his impact.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant to his impact.
They'll bring up his human side. And the reason why people will do that is because they don't want to embrace their human side. They don't want to embrace the fact that if they would, that the reason why they haven't had the impact that person has had is because they may not have made those sacrifices. Yeah. But if they were in that position, they probably would have made that decision or worse. So it's easier to sit on the sideline or sit on the toilet and make posts and say, ooh, that's Mike Todd. Ooh, that's this person. Ooh, that's that person. Yeah. That's easier than actually impacting your community. That's way easier to sit on the toilet and to talk trash about people than to actually try to go do something to impact the community.
And I'm gonna use that to segue because you have said three things that I think is important for the next topic. You said you compromise and there's no money in doing things with a pure heart. You know what I'm saying? There is a Instagram couple. Their name is Christy and Desmond. He's a chef and she's I would just say an influencer.
Okay.
And they were recently divorced. They're huge influencers on Instagram. They were recently divorced. And I wanted to bring it to you, with you, you know what I'm saying, having a marriage, 2 kids, deep into it, me being newly married, and us being in this social media influencer lifestyle. One thing about it is, like you said, and it's easier to sit on my toilet and discuss their situation and not know the inner workings of their situation instead of dealing with my own. From your perspective, give me your thoughts on being an influencer and doing things that may affect your partner, but it brings money in. You're compromising your marriage. You're compromising, and I'm not saying that's what. It's 2 sides. It's 3 sides. It's, you know what I'm saying, his, hers, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? So from your perspective, what are your thoughts behind doing something in your marriage that may bring strife to your significant other, but it also brings money into y'all's family, y'all situation? Like the things that you've seen, or how, like the things that it could cause, what could come of it? I don't know if I did.
What I'm hearing you say is, what does it look like to monetize your marriage in a sense?
That's a great way to put it.
Or to use your marriage as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
Almost in a sense.
To the detriment of it.
To the detriment of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the obvious answer. Now, I've never seen. To my knowledge, I've never seen
Neither
video from this couple.
Okay.
So
that's good.
I'm not able to speak on what
them
they're
directly.
In general, but I can speak on the concept of it and the decisions that I've made.
Yes, please do.
So if we're talking about the concept of it, I think that's extremely dangerous. And the reason why it's extremely dangerous to live your marriage out in the public for everybody to see is because the human aspect of human nature is there's going to be things that you're going to do that you're not proud of. I don't know if this idea of, man, we get married and then we just know each other's ins and outs, and we know we have emotional stability. No, when you're getting married to a person that may not even know why they do what they do.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
Marriage is a mirror to see yourself.
I'm learning that.
It ain't about the other person.
Yeah.
When you marry someone, the first thing that happens is you begin to see how weak you are, how angry you are, how lustful you are, how insecure you are. You get to see all of that. The question is, what are you going to attribute that to? Are you going to attribute to, well, I'm weak, insecure, and all those different things because you keep doing this or that?
Yeah.
Or are you going to work on yourself?
Yeah.
So it's hard to do that in public. That is tough.
Yeah.
You asking a lot, right?
Because I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of their content, I know you haven't seen one. A lot of their content people are showing and going back. Their content was predicated on him doing something for her while people watched it. Him doing something for her or cooking and her snatching it. Or them taking groceries out the bag and while he's still taking, she slapped the bag out his, you know what I'm saying? To me, that would, although it could be funny as a man, I'm just thinking like, man, this is fun and this, but now I'm feeling disrespected. Now I'm feeling, like you said, insecure. So would that be something he has to work, you know what I'm saying? Or would that be a thing that they should talk about off camera, fix, even if they did? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not diagnosing them. I'm more so, like you said, I'm more so want to discuss the concept of it, not Christy and Desmond.
You know as well as I know, the best social media content was birthed out of real situations. So if something like that happened and then we overemphasize it because it's funny, we might be over it now, but then it's funny. But then now we have to keep creating that. I think there's two dynamics there too. Yeah. Now you got to deal with, was Christy, is Christy the one that's the most popular or Desmond? And then now I got to deal with, okay, now I have all these people telling me that you're more important than me. Or vice versa.
Vice versa. Yeah, it works both ways.
Marriage is not meant to be
publicized.
It's better. Everything is not meant to be online.
That's real.
And there comes a point in time where we have to put a guardrail around the most important things in our life.
Yeah.
Even if it'll give us money. If we go back to the Druski skits, the same thing. There has to be something in us that say, well, if this church doesn't blow up, but this is the mission of God that I have, so be it.
Yeah.
This is what God called me to.
Yeah.
Let me not add nothing extra to the pot because people say that it's gonna make things more popular.
More popular.
It's the same thing with the marriage.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a marriage that no one knows about, that is healthy and fulfilled, strong. Yeah. Than one that is generating me millions of dollars a year and it may not work out. Not because of the marriage itself, but because now I have all this attention on the marriage. And the hard part about that is you don't know what you don't know. So they might have just started out doing cute videos. Yeah. And then it turned into something that they weren't able to manage. But there has to come a point in time where it's like, all right, well, I'll shut this whole thing down.
To make sure.
Go get a job. And man, social media, we had a good run. But we got to work on us now. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's deep. Again, I didn't want to, I didn't necessarily want to talk about them. I more so wanted to talk about the concept being, because you know what I'm saying, my wife is an influencer. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not she is a turn on the camera. She ain't gonna dance, but she gonna sell her products. She gonna show you doing her hair. She gonna show you what she eating. She gonna review something. You know what I'm saying? She gonna hop on TikTok live. And I'm not that guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. I'll get in a video here and there, but I'm just not that guy. But I can also see it working for us. I can see something there that can be beneficial not only to us, you know what I'm saying, in our marriage and connecting on a different level, but financially. You know what I'm saying? And I think something like that, I don't want to say it scares me, but it's like, man, that's why I don't want to do it.
Listen,
because now, like you said, I got 1,000 opinions about. Because what if Desmond didn't feel disrespected?
Right.
What if he knew this was the skit and I'm supposed to have this demeanor? You know what I'm saying?
Or what if he had deep flaws that needed to be worked on?
Mm-hmm. On God.
But you don't have no time to work on it because we got to set these cameras up.
Yeah. No, for real.
Or what if Christy, right?
Yep.
What if she has deep flaws? Mm-hmm. What if both of them have deep flaws? That's probably the most rational things, that they both have deep flaws. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have any time to work on the flaws because business was in the way. I'm going to tell you this from brother to brother. Your marriage is so important and it's so powerful. Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful that it is better for you to put your music career down and for her to put her influencing down. You go get a job at Amazon and she go get a job somewhere else. And y'all just say, we're going to lock in for a year till we figure this out.
Yeah.
It's that important.
Yeah.
It's that important.
Yeah.
And it's not from I'm not even going to say that from just a spiritual perspective. We know the spiritual perspective is that God made marriage. He made it and it's important. Mm-hmm. And when you make that vow, you made a vow to God. But the thing is, I can tell you for me, my wife, I would not be the person I am today without Amethea Johnson.
Man.
Like the more patient, the more loving, the more thoughtful I would not be this human being without my wife. My wife has made me better. Yeah. And she's made me better by and it's been better because of tension. Mm-hmm. And I've had to learn how to deal with tension. Yeah. And I will hope that I made her better as well. Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing when we look at marriages today. A lot of times I married the wrong one. No, you might have married the right one. You might have married the right one.
But you're not looking within.
And because you're looking at, I gotta fix her. Yeah. As opposed to
you making me insecure.
I gotta fix myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an insecure person. That's why she makes me insecure. Now it's different, extreme circumstances.
Yeah, say there's always exceptions.
Abuse. Infidelity.
Yeah.
Those types of things.
Yeah.
Like I'm not telling you to stay in every marriage because it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to make sure that the hard isn't because I haven't accepted the fact that there's a lot of growth that I need to do.
That's real.
We always look at ourselves like we've arrived and the other person got to get on our level. Yeah. And it's not always like that.
And it's never ending. From my knowledge, there isn't a time you're going to arrive. You know what I'm saying? Until you know what I'm saying? Until you upstairs.
I think the marriage arriving in this perspective of there's nothing happening, like that is dangerous because it might be you're an autopilot. You haven't arrived. It might be just like you're an autopilot. You're not improving. You're not looking to.
You're stagnant.
I'm always looking at improving in our marriage. Yeah. And it's not necessarily how I can make my wife do what I want her to do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like, you know what? The way I responded to that wasn't the best to respond. The next time, I could do that better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I had a situation. This morning. You know what I'm saying? Where I was late. Like, I don't like being late. You know what I'm saying? And she is a person that is like, man, I'm going with the flow. Like, this is right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I was this angry. I didn't know I could get angry so fast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She going to the store. I had to take her to a hair salon store before she went into work. I just had to pray. Like, man, I need to have the right spirit. Like, maybe I should have told her last night that I was coming to Derek's and we made a better plan. Maybe it's my fault we didn't plan. You know what I'm saying? I know how my wife is, so maybe I should, man. And I said it to her before we left. Like, man, we should have left at 8:45. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? We slept a little too long for you to get to where you going and for me to get to where I'm going on time. Maybe I didn't plan it well. Maybe it's not her. I'm angry. I should be angry at myself, not the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, like, man, you making me angry. Mm-hmm. You moving too slow. Like, man, maybe I should plan a little better to give her that little slow time so we can, you know You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Last year with me and my wife was a very intense, and it was a very trying time for us. Mm-hmm. We had some intense life changes that happened. Yeah. Back to back to back to back to back. And at the end of last year, I told my wife, I was like, we gotta figure this out. Yeah. We gotta get this together. Mm-hmm. So we, by the grace of God, my sister-in-law kept our kids, and me and her just got a chance to just literally I'm talking about 3 days straight. All we doing is just this.
Back and forth.
Talking.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out. And I'm like, I want to know every area where you're hurting and you feel like that I haven't measured up and that you feel is not moving, and I'm going to tell you mine. And we're going to talk, and we're going to say it exactly how we feel it and not judge one another. Yeah. And bro, it was tough. And it led to some knockdown, drag outs, not abusive.
I know what you mean.
But just some like
the words.
No, you know what I mean? Like, and no, how could you say that? It was a lot of those.
Can I ask a little question in the middle of it? I don't want you to forget. Mm-hmm. What was that? Have y'all always had hard conversations in y'all's marriage, or is this like a new thing?
We've always had hard conversations.
Okay.
But we've always had hard conversations. But the thing is, the way that I would have those were some of the most toxic ways. I'm a screamer. My wife is a shut down.
Yep.
She's and I'm a, well, look, it's because of this, and I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a lawyer, and I'm like, and this did this.
Yep.
And I realized as we were talking, I told my wife, I said, and this is 18 years.
And that's why I was asking.
I said, you know what? There's a difference between communicating and talking.
Yep.
And I was like, communication has almost nothing to do with the words.
Wow.
And it's taken me 18 years to realize that I have not been communicating the right things to you, because I would say a whole bunch of stuff and it wouldn't connect. She wouldn't get it. And I was under the assumption at times that I was communicating this like a lawyer perfectly.
That's what I was asking.
But it's not good communication if she doesn't understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay.
That's just me talking for the sake of talking.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
It's looking in things.
So that's me.
Yep, it's me.
I'm not communicating things in a way, because if the end goal of communication is understanding, then that means that I have to change the way that I say things, communicate things to you in order for you to get it. Yeah. But a lot of us are too prideful to do that. Yeah. So what we think what we need to do is I'm going to just tell it like it is, and you going to either just get it or not.
I said it.
That's not communicating.
Yeah. No.
It's not communicating.
Man, it's good that you say that, because that's my problem. I would say that's my problem. Like, I feel like because I'm so self-aware and because I'm thoughtful, I think before I speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how did you not understand that? I literally said exactly, and my kind of like what I was saying earlier, the floor across my mind, like, man, maybe you should try to find it a different way to say it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, how else do I say, man, be ready at 8:45?
And that's all you know. That's all you know is the way you've communicated up until this moment.
Up until this moment.
That's the only way that you've known to be effective and to communicate. Yeah. So there has to be grace on her grace from her as you become a better communicator.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And
that's powerful. Thank you.
And that's the thing that's what marriage, when I say it made me better, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Those moments when I was like, man, I don't know if this is worth it. Yeah. And I kept going.
Yeah.
That's what made me better.
Yeah. And now you can be working on that. Now, when I'm in here asking questions about the music game and my career, you ain't just saying a bunch of stuff. You're saying exactly how I digested. You know what I'm saying? You became a better communicator. It ain't been too many times where you're saying something to me, I'm like, huh?
Right.
It's clear, concise, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm sure that's different with Zane. I'm sure that's different with your wife. I'm sure that's different with Doc. When you communicate with me, it's like, man, I know exactly what he's saying. I know exactly what I need to do.
Exactly.
And it might not hit another artist on the label like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I appreciate you saying it, because I used to think I was crazy. I'm like, how else do I'm saying it simple.
Yeah.
But it's not communication. Sometimes it's not about the words.
Right. And that's why it's hard to do this in public with a camera on all the time. And then now I would assume that we don't know which marriage it is. Which marriage are we? Are we the marriage where the cameras is on, or are we the marriage when the cameras is off? That probably is a challenge too. Because when we were on the cameras, we happy.
We happy. We're the best couple on earth.
It's an act, right? Yeah. But then when the cameras is off, it's probably not that way. So then the real question is, which one are we? And then what happens is you begin to ask yourself is, how long do I want to live a lie?
That's real.
So then now you got a choice. Work on the marriage or just say, nah, this is over with. I got to go find a place that's easier.
Yeah. And he definitely did that. You know what I'm saying? Just to end that segment, he definitely did that. He eventually chose infidelity. And that's what led to the divorce. You know what I'm saying? We don't condone infidelity.
That hurts.
That the concept of everything to me was interesting because, like, again, with my wife being an influencer, I just wanted to get your insight. You know what I'm saying? You've been, as an artist, as a business owner, you know what I'm saying? Philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? You've been at it for a long time. So I wanted a deeper insight into that, just for my sake, you know what I'm saying, with the concept of that happening. So, man, what we got next?
The main thing I would say is that money is not, that the love of money is the root of all evil, all types of evil. It's not the root of all evil. It says the root of all kinds of evil. Meaning that if you have a heart that craves money, there is no evil that you won't explore in order to get the money. And the main thing I want to say to everybody out there is your why cannot be money. That is the biggest finesse the devil has put in front of humankind for forever, is that the why, that the means to the ends is the money.
Yeah.
The money is just a tool in the hands to bring it home from the Druski thing. Money in the hands of a pastor that cares about people will change a whole community. But money in the hands of a person that only cares about themselves will become a Druski meme.
And you can't say that in church. We live in the Batcave with Derek, Minor, man, Parris Chariz. We love y'all.
We out.